Hi all, this is my first vlog of our house move. We are 3 days away from moving and my house just is a state, absolute state. And I'm actually being like a really good homeowner slash seller, and I've patched up all of the holes that I had, but I have an issue. The paint I used in here, which is Lick Beige 01, has turned into what I can only describe as a sponge. Like, what is that? So bizarre. So I don't really know what I'm going to do. I might try and see if I've got some paint thinner that I can just put in there and maybe use some like tinted water to patch up these holes. But I will give you like a mini tour of what's the house situation at the moment. So the living room is a state. We've got boxes, we got more boxes. In the hallway I've done all the patching, I've just painted these little bits, and then the kitchen is almost packed up, obviously, except what we're using. More boxes. All my plants are going to be like the last things to go. Hallway we've got boxes as well, but yeah, it's feeling pretty empty. The garden's all packed up. I'll give you a little glimpse of that now. So obviously, like, all that's going in the truck. I've just shoved all my tools outside to get them out of the house. But yeah, it's been a ride. I have no idea what time on Monday we're going to be picking up our keys. And annoyingly, because their fridge, freezer and washing machine aren't built in, I just realised I've got paint on my face. Aren't built in, I've had to order and buy like a new fridge, freezer and washing machine. And obviously we need them for basically the minute we move in, so that we've got somewhere to put our food from this fridge and freezer. But because we don't know when we're going to exchange, like what time we're going to complete and what time we're going to have the keys, the delivery could literally happen anytime from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. is the timings. And I've already spoken to the sellers and they're like, yeah, we can't give you access until we have the money, which is obviously like fair enough. But I was like, can't you even just like do me a solid and stay there and accept my delivery and just like leave it in the front garden or something? And they're just like, no. So yeah, it's a bit annoying. They've moved out already, I know that much, but it's been a pretty stressful ride. So like, little backstory, we initially listed our property in September of 2022, and we sold the day it went live. It was sold, someone came around, offered like minutes within seeing it. Obviously we accepted that, and we had already had a house that we really wanted, so we put an offer in on that. A week or so, 2 weeks later, like, we started going through the process, putting the solicitors down, started all that, and then the interest rates went up. Yeah, so they pulled out, which means we lost the house we wanted. And then we had a second buyer lined up because someone had already put in an offer that same day as well, but they weren't in a position to do anything. Basically, they weren't proceedable. And yeah, we waited, I think, a month for them to sell, and then the day they sold, they wouldn't answer my agent's calls, and we were like, oh no, something's going on. By which point we managed to, like, we were still holding out hope that the house we wanted was still available, which it was. And yeah, we just had all of our hopes on this. Finally got hold of them 2 days later, and they said, like, they didn't get as much of their property as they wanted. They won't be able to afford ours now, which is gut-wrenching. So the second sale fell through, and now the third has gone through. It's all, and that took us, that was September, like, we were basically October by this point. It wasn't until February, like the beginning of February, that we sold for the third time. We had to drop the price. We ended up getting a bit below what we initially listed for, but nowhere near as much as we initially sold it for, which was really sad. But we ended up losing the house we wanted, but I found an even better one, obviously. It's 5 minutes down the road and we love it. It's got a like 200-foot garden, it's a 4-bed. The majority of the work I would have done to a house, so like a kitchen extension with bifold doors, like it's already done. I can't wait to show you. But yeah, I'm going to be vlogging the entire move-in day. I'll give you like a little empty house tour once we're moved out, and then an empty house tour of the new place as well, and then run through some ideas of what I'm going to do basically, and take you along the way as well. Obviously YouTube is a platform I've always wanted to sort of go into. I've got some videos already and some really amazing subscribers, but I want to do a lot more and take you along this. Basically, I feel like I'm a new homeowner, even though I have obviously owned this house. Because this is a new build, it kind of doesn't feel like a house. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but like, because we're buying like a 1930s semi, ex-council, like, it needs a lot of work. I just feel like that's a house, and like, I don't know, it needs stuff doing to it, whereas this one didn't really need stuff doing to it. And let me know in the comments if that makes sense. But yeah, if you have any tips for moving, any tips for moving in, unpacking, what to unpack first, what room to start on in terms of decorating, whether to like hold off on decorating until everything's in the rooms and unpacked, or decorate before we unpack and work room to room. Like, I don't really know what the best way to do it is, and obviously like I want it done ASAP. But yeah, I'm really excited because we've got a big shed in the garden, like 4 times the size of my current one, which will be like my temporary workshop while I build one at the very bottom of the garden. And that will be like a proper insulated roofed room, garden room, let's call it. And yeah, that's going to be like the dream. But I've got so many ideas, I've had so much inspiration from Instagram, Pinterest, that I kind of just didn't know where to start. But yeah, let me know if you have any tips in the comments, like, subscribe, and yeah, check out my Instagram @_oabode for lots of DIY tutorials, how-tos, follow-alongs, and then obviously I'm going to be putting my longer form stuff on here. So yeah, have a lovely day and wish me luck for the move.